Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Joy Rosa with Earthworks Acupuncture, and we're here today with special guest Dr. Zhenbo Li, a licensed acupuncturist and doctor of Chinese medicine, who has specialized for over 25 years in university level teaching and clinical experience in both the US and China in the frameworks of gynecology, internal medicine, obstetrics, and oncology. Welcome, Dr. Li.
Hi, Joy. Nice to be here.
Good, good. I'm glad you're here. So if you could introduce yourself and where did you study and where are you from and where your clinic is located?
I'm Zhenbo Li. People call me Jenny. I'm from China. Uh, Currently, I practice in Lotus Acupuncture and Fertility Clinic, which located in Vancouver, Washington. I also teach in Oregon College of Oriental Medicine. So I got my education in China, my undergraduate and master degree. I got it in Shandong University of Chinese Medicine. My doctor degree in Guangzhou University of Chinese Medicine. So I've been in the States for 20 years. I practiced in China for about 15 years.
That's amazing. Wow.
Mhm.
So in response to the pandemic of COVID-19, how are you and your clinic's business doing?
I just closed my clinic in March 13th, which is Friday, because the college I teach was closed at that time. I think it's really important to close it, and in order to protect both, the patients and myself. And I stopped use acupuncture, but I still open the business for people who need herbs.
Mhm.
So it's not 100% closed.
Right.
Uh,
So you're taking phone interviews and then filling the prescriptions?
yes, so last week I've been seeing several patients who call me and ask the formula for prevention of COVID-19, and two patients who already have some symptoms like cold,
Mhm.
flu symptom, but fortunately, they were not get the COVID-19 by prescribed herbs for them. So it's still, doing something,
Right.
study and try to educate people about Chinese medicine can
Yes.
help people fight with this disease.
That's great. Are there any other um, struggles that your business might be facing, like maybe ordering of herbs or something that's going on right now?
Uh, I think so. Definitely, when you close your business, you you have some financial difficulties. But I think like everybody, every like small business owners, the same problem. I'm sure this one will be over soon,
Yeah.
and I think we can just do some other things during this time,
Mhm.
uh, help people, support each other.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the herbs, I'm sure the herbs, there's some kind of shortage. I ordered herbs, bulk herbs, I think 2 weeks ago. I
Mhm.
did earlier, so I got it. But I didn't order a lot. They have some limitation. They said, oh, I cannot give you whatever amount you want. Last week, I booked granule herbs, and definitely some granules are already out of storage,
Mm.
such as huangqin, those herbs. But some herbs they said, oh, you cannot order the amount you want. We only give you maybe 2 bottles, maybe 5 bottles. Yesterday I just heard, I don't know, I heard from some herbalist, acupuncturist said, and the bulk herb company was closed, so
Oh,
you cannot get bulk herb anymore. Hopefully some companies still open.
yes, we'll have to definitely check that out. So,
Mm-hmm.
in what ways are you providing care for yourself, usually like daily, and also during this time? And is it any different than how you suggest self-care for your patients?
Yes, definitely. With Chinese medicine, emphasize the prevention is more important than the treatment, especially this pandemic condition. Try to protect yourself. Very, very important. So like this disease, COVID-19, definitely is a Wenbing category, because those disease, you get it through your mouth, through your nose, and locate in the lung and heart, which is upper jaw. So for prevention, it's very, very important. Shanghan Lun, which is like 1,000 years ago, classic Chinese medicine book, mentioned when this kind of condition, when it happened, no matter how healthy you are, no matter you're young or you're old, if you're contacted, you'll get it.
Right.
So very important to get prevention. So like your personal distance, I mean physical distance, social distance, definitely important. Stay at home
Mhm.
and wash your hand and keep high hygiene condition. I heard there's a doctor, he works in the hospital. So every time when he comes back from the hospital,
Mhm.
he take off all his clothes
Oh,
and then put his cell phone and the keys and spray the diesel, and then go immediately take a shower.
yes.
It's very, very important. And for definitely prevention, and I think everybody knows that very important thing is your diet.
Mhm.
The diet is very important, because this disease, so far, the message, the information I got from China, which is in the frontier in Wuhan, the Chinese medicine doctor, and said it's kind of like cold, dampness,
Mhm.
phlegm, uh, when or like warm fever diseases.
Mhm.
So you need to keep your body uh, healthy and get rid of this cold, damp phlegm.
Okay.
Some food can definitely generate the dampness, and some food can cause cold. For example, if you eat too much sugar, you drink too much sweet thing, you eat too much dairy products, too much wheat products, these things all just generate phlegm dampness. If you eat too much cold things, it deplete your yang qi, your energy,
Mhm.
make your body cold. So
Mhm.
your body shows to like cold, dampness, and those will cause the condition, you're like more vulnerable to the virus. There's
Mhm.
another very important thing, you need to eat enough protein, get enough vegetable fruits, don't eat those sweet things, and don't have bad, lifestyle, such as drink alcohol, and use drug, and smoking. Definitely smoking damage your lungs and give you the
Oh,
uh, so that's that's very, very, important uh, to have a healthy lifestyle and get enough sleep. Uh, I think there's another thing is your mind.
Mhm.
You should believe those kind of condition will go, it's all be over, and to be peaceful, not panic. If you're panic, it definitely will, will cause the problem of the internal organ, or definitely damage your like spleen, your kidney. You too much, you have too much fear, it impact your kidneys, make
Mhm.
you like have kidney deficiency. If you worry too much, it will damage your spleen.
Mhm.
Spleen is a main organ. This disease mainly shows spleen qi deficiency, lung qi deficiency with some phlegm, cold, damp, because the reports that some people like in China, they died from COVID-19. They look at the body, they find the inside of the lung there are a lot of thick, dirty like phlegm.
Yeah.
Chinese medicine call that like damp turbidity thing.
Very-
So yes, very, very important to to get rid of this bad habit.
How about
Yeah.
good habits like for daily living? Do you practice anything like qigong or tai chi, or how do you rest your mind or receive peace of mind?
Uh, yeah, I think like my personally, I just do some Tai Chi, Qigong, and because I'm an acupuncturist, Chinese medicine doctor, I know some meridians. I often like patting my elbow, my wrist area, which is long, hard pericardium meridians. Yeah, over there. Yeah, over here, like typing, like this way, and elbow over here, like typing. You can do this side and this side. You can typing more. It's a really good lung, the lung and the pericardium and the heart, because this disease is really, impacts the lung, and they later on in the, the late stage, the dangerous condition is impacts the heart. People have palpitation, shortness breath. So
Mhm.
if you just patting this meridian, stimulate the qi of the heart and pericardium, lung would be very good. And there's another area you may do it. And so in your lower abdomen, like we Chinese medicine acupuncturists call that Guohui point, which is a CV4, like one palm down from your umbilicus. So you can just, you can just over here, one down right here. You can use your finger, like just typing or kneading those area.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be very helpful. Another point we call Zhangmen. Zhangmen is liver 13. So over the rib cage area.
Yes.
So like you can just like kneading, patting, and because it's, yeah, as an acupuncturist, you know that it's a point that all the zang organ meet there, right? So it's very, very important points to, you can just so easy kneading, patting, that's point. It will be good for your qi.
Okay.
So especially Guanyuan is like Ren, Du, Chong, all the three meridians start there. And its original yang qi start there. So do that, be helpful. And definitely you can still do some points like stomach 36. And everybody can do that. You just maybe get something patting or use your palm patting the stomach 36. It's really good to stimulate the qi, make your lung, your heart, your stomach, spleen, your kidney, your internal organ, like in good action, good function, good station, and that can fight the disease, make your body have enough strong qi. So in Western medicine, we call the immune function, right? In Chinese medicine, we call the qi.
Great. Those are very helpful. And I will make another video to show everybody where those points are at a later time. So how, again, can we talk again about how Chinese medicine relates to viral infections and pandemics? Like, could you talk a little bit about the pathogenic factors, the external pathogenic factors and the internal pathogenic factors? Like, how are they related to disease or infection?
In Chinese medicine, so we do not call that virus. We call that the 瘟疫 or 戾气, which means it's very contagious qi or energy. That's from Shanghanlun, which is like 1,000 years ago, like classic Chinese medicine book. And Zhang Zongjing is the author. He wrote this book mainly because it's severe 瘟疫 or 瘟病 impacted that area. A lot of people died. And Zhang Zongjing mentioned that in his book, why he wrote this book. So from Zhang Zongjing, which is in Han Dynasty, and the Shanghanlun create and the Chinese medicine main theory, like especially for herbology, for prescribed herb medicine, they're like pattern differentiation, and Zhang Zongjing create a lot of good formulas, even nowadays. And when we fight with COVID-19, we still use his formula. But because the contagious, the 瘟疫 disease really caused a big problem in the history. So in Chinese medicine, we developed a school of 瘟病. Mainly the developing actually started in Shanghanlun time, which is Han Dynasty, and gradually mature until Qing Dynasty. So in Ming Dynasty and Qing Dynasty, a lot of Chinese medicine doctors and write a book and about the 瘟病. And they create a lot of good formulas for 瘟病. So I think this COVID-19 in China, Chinese medicine doctors work together with Western medicine doctors. They mainly use the theory and the formulas from 瘟病 school. So just like I mentioned, and this disease is different from Shanghanlun. It's not get from your skin, like a common cold. It's through your nose, through your mouth. And then it goes to the lungs.
Okay.
In 瘟病, we have like two kind of differentiation system. One we call the 4 level, which means Wei and Qi, Yin, and the blood, 4 levels. The COVID-19 never goes to the Yin and the Wei level. It's like another differentiation system we call the 三焦 differentiation system. I think COVID-19 is mainly 三焦 system and impact the upper jaw. But when it goes severe, it impacts the lower jaw, the kidney yang. The yang qi collapse and then people died.
I see.
So
can you tell us also about what do some of the classics suggest in terms of calming Shen or calming the mind? And why is that important when treating something or talking to folks at home about calming the mind? Why is this important right now in treating disease?
I think mind is very important when you are have severe emotional condition. For example, you have like worries and panic and fear. It's impact on your internal organs and then make your qi deficiency.
Mhm.
If you worries, we Chinese medicine consider uh, uh, 7 emotional condition. Your worry, your anger damage the liver, your worry can damage your spleen, your fear damage your kidneys, and if your anger fluctuated and stress, it impact your liver. All
Mhm.
those like organs, if are damaged, you are not good to fight with the
Mhm.
virus, which means your immune function is not strong. In Western medicine perspective, in Chinese medicine, we say your 正气, your good qi is not strong to fight the evil qi. The
Mhm.
evil qi we call like 风, wind, cold, dryness, dampness, summer heat, you know, toxicity, which is the 瘟疫, it's kind of toxin condition. All those things, when it hits the body, if your body is strong enough, you can fight it. And then your condition won't be that bad in the early stage. Chinese medicine, some herbal formula really works good, can prevent it to go to the severe situation, which means you have to use some machine for support your breath.
Mhm.
But I just was told by the frontier doctor. They said once you get this machine, probably the chance of survive is so lower. So we can use those Chinese medicine to make the disease, the pathogenic factors, we can expel them, let them go. So, and then you recover without any bad thing. Your lung be 100% recovery.
I think it's important to note too that if you have any pre-existing dampness or conditions in your body, that things like stress, anger, worry, they're going to make them worsen over time. And that's also what you were saying is the jiangqi then is depleted. And then when you are introduced to this kind of virus, then it's going to impact your immune system even further, right? Because
That's true.
it's it's um it's kind of a threefold. That's why this prevention is very important, especially with the mind. And
Yeah.
so, what are some other working TCM diagnoses that you've heard from China? You've mentioned lung and spleen. Can you talk about some of the formulas that you might consider for like a prevention formula, or yeah, like other formulas for like middle jiao?
Yeah, I just collect a lot of formulas about the virus condition. I mean the treat for prevention, but I think every formula had their reason to be created because this disease is all over the world. In China, because everybody knows that China is a big country, so if they happen in Wuhan, probably it's different from in Beijing. So I got some formula for prevention. Uh, some of them more like strengths of the Wei Qi or Lang Qi, and dried dampness, uh, uh, protect the tonified spleen, and some clear heat herbs. and some formula more like just a raw fragrant herb to open, to get rid of the dampness, such as I can give you a formula. You if you know Chinese medicine, you definitely understand. And their formula: 黄芪、白术、防风、金银花、陈皮、藿香、佩兰. But we can still use some patent formula. Some doctor highly suggested use 香砂六君子.
Which one?
So, 香砂六君子. Do you
Okay.
know that? Like 四君子,
Oh,
the
yeah.
basic formula you add 半夏陈皮 is 六君子. You add 木香砂仁, this is 香砂六君子. And some doctors suggest use 香砂六君子 because this formula is good for some string the spleen qi and dry the dampness, phlegm, and moving, and good for support the middle jaw. But there is a problem if people already have some dryness, have some heat condition. I don't think it's good to use it. And some doctor mentioned a formula you can use. It's a pretty like I think mild light herbs such as 黄芪、白术、防风、桑叶、树叶、甘草. Those formula, you don't need higher dosage. It's not just for treat the problem, it's just for prevention. I heard in China, even when you, for example, if I go back to China, they will quarantine me 14 days. They give you the herbal tea, let you drink. Everybody drink herbal tea. So very good. People highly accepted this Chinese medicine. I don't think in the States, a lot of people even never heard that, right?
And can you talk about the importance too? Number one, just for listeners at home, this is why it's so important to find a Chinese medical provider and practitioner, because they're very well schooled in knowing herbs and knowing whether you have too much dryness or too much damp. So it's not wise really to order these things over the internet without consulting a Chinese medical physician, number one. And number two, I think you had made mention earlier that it's very important, even as Chinese medical providers here in the United States, that we cannot copy these formulas that Wuhan or anyone else is using. You can look at them, but modification is very important because we're in different regions. So is that right? There's different kind of regionality is very important because of the temperature. If we're all made of the elements, then these elements are a little different there than they are, say, in Texas or Portland or Vancouver.
Yeah, I think you are totally right. That's the feature of Chinese medicine. We treat people individually because everybody have their own constitutional condition, and then we live in different environmental condition. Like Portland, we have the cold, damp weather. Like Houston, like southern area, have hot, humid weather. So people's condition are different, and you definitely cannot just order some herbs online by yourself. You may use it wrong, totally opposite way. If you have heat and you use some dry warm herb, it will make the condition worse or even make your immune function lower. So definitely before you take those herbs, highly recommend you to consult the herbalist, Chinese medicine doctor.
Yes, that would be the best. So we're coming to a close, but if you could reach more people to discuss what you're providing for your community, would you be open to more Zoom chats or conferences, and we can kind of discuss a little more the very basics of Chinese medicine? Would you be interested in that?
Definitely, right now I think we need together to fight these diseases. The thing I can do is my knowledge to help people, and if they need herbs, if they need consulting me, no problem. They can contact me, email me, and call me, whatever way they feel confident, and they can do it. And then I definitely be happy to help people. And I believe well fighting Chinese medicine will play a very, very big role there, and Americans will know we have other way to treat the disease, not only Western medicine way. Be honest, right now in Western medicine, the doctor, they still do not have a good way to treat this disease. This is why we're like kind of frustrated. We try the best to do the vaccine or try to develop the medicine or find a medicine we can use it. So hopefully, they can do that and find a good way to fight the disease. But there's other way, Chinese medicine way, like thousands years history, wisdom, thousands years Chinese people fight with this kind of wen bing or li qi, and we have experience there. We can definitely use it.
Yes, I think that they are working very well together in an integrative way, and we saw the successes in Wuhan, China, and so I hope that that is a new way and a new movement here in the United States, because we are seeing that hospitals and doctors are overworked and overcrowded and little supplies, and so there has to be another way in order to alleviate not only our hospital symptoms but just people of their own symptoms, and relax people in their state of mind, and really help usher in a new lifestyle and well-being for people all over the world. So Dr. Li, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Morning, and we will definitely be talking again soon. And again, this is Dr. Zhenbo Li with Lotus Fertility and Acupuncture, located in Vancouver, Washington. We'll link your website and contact information once I upload this onto YouTube, and hopefully people will be able to contact you for consults and receive herbal medicines during this time. So thank you, Dr. Li.
Thank you to have me here. Thank you.